Welcome to the Adult Algorithm Podcast, the How to Adult podcast.
First of all, if you don't have a planner,
get one.
I don't know
This
how
ain't
you.
high school.
I don't know how you survive.
There will be no sugarcoating whatsoever.
This is the hashtag No Sugarcoating podcast.
And I'm your host, Jasmine Johnson.
You're like the best influence and the worst influence all in one.
Are you ready to grow into your potential? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Adult Algorithm, the How to Adult podcast with your host, Jasmine Johnson. Hi, I hope everyone's having a great week so far. I know that it's like fall spring over here. This whole week's gonna be nice, so let's hope that fall spring turns into real spring soon, because the sun has, like, I don't even know, made me a different person. I guess I did like all my laundry yesterday and today. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore, but it's great because we all need the sun right now. And it's been over a year since Corona's been around, so hopefully you guys are going outside, staying safe, and living your best lives right now. The semester's almost over if you're in college, and summer's almost here. So it's great, and today's episode just makes it even better because we are discussing two amazing topics that fit right into our Money March theme, and I'm really excited for you guys to listen to my two guests today. Just so happens to be two of my friends who are very smart and creative and entrepreneurs and models, and I love them. And we're going to be talking about, one, financing a car with Marco, and two, renting an apartment with Sophia. Two very important topics, like I said. I, of course, learned so much, and I am not currently renting an apartment, so when I do in the future, in a couple of years, hopefully these tips will definitely help me out. Sophia really put some stuff into hindsight, and same with Marco. I have not financed my car, so I'm really excited to, use the tips in the future as well, and hopefully you guys are too. If you are new, hi, welcome, how are you? I'm so excited that you could join us today to learn some amazing tips for our Money March topic. And if you're new, if you want to follow us on all our social medias, which I always say at the end, but why not at the beginning today? It's all at the Adult Algorithm, except for Twitter, it's adult_algorithm. So yes, again, have to find a way to keep up with my Twitter. Again, if anyone wants to do it for me, let me know, please, by all means. Anyways, if you are coming back, hi, thank you so much for always supporting. And as always, we have an awesome episode for you guys. And this week's small business also, because it's Money March. Sorry about my dog barking in the background. We just got a new puppy. Her name's Shadow, and she's a black lab, and she's so cute. Maybe I'll insert a picture here. Okay, anyways. So, yeah. Our small business of the week just happens to be from our guest, Sophia. She just started a business a couple months ago, and let's hear about it. Sophia's Beauty Bar was created by my friend and our wonderful guest today, Sophia. She has a beauty, cosmetic, and personal care line, all about clean cosmetics and cruelty-free. Currently, she has some amazing 16-ounce sea salt body scrubs that come in cinnamon chai, peppermint, lavender, and orange. She also has some awesome lip scrubs that come in cinnamon sugar and plain, and she has really cool bamboo scoops just in case you have nails, which is really important for me because I hate when the, sugar and salt gets in my nails. You know what I mean. So these bamboo scoops are absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of her. And she even has come out with a eucalyptus scent and eucalyptus lavender combo for even more relaxation. So go check her out at SA Beauty Bar on Instagram, and I will link it down below. Now let's get right into the episode.
Hi guys, my name is Marco. I go to school with Jasmine at URI. We're both juniors, correct? Yeah, we're both juniors. And today we're going to talk about financing cars and my personal experience doing it. So let's get to it.
Yes. Thank you, Marco, for coming on. I'm so excited. Do you want to start by telling them how you got your car?
Okay, yeah. So basically, I don't know. So basically, I didn't know a lot about cars, but I knew I wanted a really nice car. So the first car I actually really wanted was actually a Dodge Challenger. I wanted a Dodge Challenger so bad. But when I started, I was going to buy a Dodge Challenger actually, but then when I started calling and getting quotes for insurance, I found out that the insurance was going to cost more than the car itself. I'm not even kidding. I think
What?
because I'm 21 and I'm
Mhm.
like, I mean, I've had my license since I was 16 and I've been like an insured driver since I was
Mhm.
16. But like since I was like a 21-year-old like owning like a Dodge Challenger, like I think the insurance was like it was crazy ridiculous. I think
Wow.
Geico I think quoted me like 600 a month, which is just like absolutely insane for like insurance. There's no
Wow.
way I'm gonna pay like if you look at that, let's do some quick math. If you do that,
Yeah.
it's like 600 times 12, that's $7,200 a year just in insurance, which is
That's disgusting.
absolutely ridiculous. So I was like, okay, I have to be a little more realistic. I can't get a Dodge Challenger, even though I wanted one so bad. So I was like shopping for cars at the time. I was looking around. I was like, you know what? I don't really know much about cars. My mom had like a Mazda, my dad had a Honda. So I was like, the one thing I knew was that I did not want like a lame car. No offense to them, but I didn't want no lame car. So basically what ended up happening was I think for like 3 weeks I was looking online just at cars and different like types of cars. And I remember one day I saw like I think it was like a Volkswagen Jetta at like some dealership in I think Seekonk, Massachusetts. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll go test drive it, see what's up. So I go to the dealership. It was like a 2016, I think, Volkswagen Jetta with like 16, literally, I think it was like 1,600 miles, which is nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the one thing, okay, sorry, I'm all over the place, but before we get into it, one thing that really determines the price of a car is the year and the amount of miles it has on the car. So if like, for example, 1,600 to like 1,600 miles is virtually nothing. That's like pretty close to brand new. Like, because the amount of miles determines how much the car is being used and like what condition like the car is in itself.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, if I get this car at 16,000 miles, I'll be set for like maybe 6 years. Like I'll be set for a long time. I was like, so I test drove it. The car was so small and like I just could not. I'm a tall person, so I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But as I was test driving, I saw the car that I have now in I think it was like Honda Herb Chambers in Seekonk. And I was like, I saw my little Audi, literally like out front. I was like, that's my car. I want that car. So I was still test driving the Jetta. I drove into the I think the dealership, and I was like, don't sell that car. I'll literally be back in 10 minutes. So I so I brought the car back. I brought the Jetta back to Volkswagen, and then I went back to Honda, and I test drove the Audi. And like the first 5 minutes, I knew it was my car. So
that's great.
Yeah, so that's how I got my car, and I did all the paperwork that day, put my down payment down, and I bought the car. It was a 2014 Audi A4 with, I think at the time I had like 59,000 miles on it. I think it was like 21,000, but at the time they dropped it down to, I think it was like closer to 17,000. And then after taxes and like registering the car, I paid close to like 19. Yeah.
Wow. So
but awesome. I love that car.
Yes.
That car has gone through so much, and I love that car so much.
Oh, does she have a name?
No, she doesn't.
Oh my gosh, you should get a name for her.
That's so true. Because actually, I don't know. Because I recently redid her rims, so like the car came stock. So like it was pretty much like it's gray, and it had like the regular stock rims, so everything was just basic and bland. So what I did was I changed the rims to black. So the rims got black. I added a spoiler, and then I changed all like the emblems to black. So she's pretty much blacked out. So it's gray and black, and she looks so beautiful.
Oh my god!
I love it. It's so amazing.
We need to insert a picture here.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send you tons of pictures before and after. But
love it.
It's so beautiful, and by doing that, I increased the value of my car. Not by a lot, but like the thing is, exactly, because if I want to resell that car, a lot of people already want those black rims and those changes. So A, I can sell it for like a higher price,
Mm.
and it's more likely to get sold versus just
Yeah.
selling the same car at stock.
Yep. Work. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
So you are financing your car currently.
correct. Yes.
Do you want to explain the difference, if you know it, the difference between financing and leasing a car?
Yeah, so that I can explain that.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends is right now leasing. Actually,
Okay.
like I think it's like a 2020 BMW.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing about like leasing a car and financing a car is, I mean, both we technically don't own. Because like if, for example, say I'm financing my car,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like I'm taking out a loan from the bank
Mm-hmm.
and I'm paying that monthly to own the car.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas where I'm leasing, I pay a flat fee
Mm-hmm.
just to use the car every month, but I don't own that car. Meaning like
Gotcha.
at the end of my like my term for like leasing, say I lease a car for like 2 years. At the end of that 2 years, I don't own that car. I still have to give it back. So say I pay like I think one of my friends is paying like 300 a month just to
Mm-hmm.
lease like a I don't know a BMW.
Yeah.
So it's like you're paying just to like it's like a lease. For example, say you lease your phone. You technically don't own your phone. You're at the end of your term, you have to turn it back in. But there's a lot of pros and cons with like leasing and financing.
Mm.
But I think the best, I don't know, I don't want to tell people what to do, but I think for me personally, it was my best interest. I know I wanted to own a car and I don't want to like hand off a car to someone back at like paying all this money. And you're kind of paying the same thing either way. I mean, I guess it depends on the car. But for example, I bought my Audi for 19,000 after taxes and everything, and I pay like it's under so like it's so complicated with cars. You have a bunch of different options to choose from, and I guess it really all depends on your credit. So like I had a really good credit score at the time because I had like credit cards previously that I paid off. Like for example, I had like a Chase credit card for like Amazon. So whatever I would order on Amazon, I would use my credit card, pay it off, and my credit score would eventually go up. And I did that for about 2 years. So my credit score was really, really good. And
Wow.
a lot of places will like approve you for a car either way.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on your credit score, you'll save so much money. So for example, I think my credit score was like 780, which is really good.
Yeah, that's great.
But that all determines like your interest rates and like how many years you can like pay off that loan. So I'm set up for like 72 months. So over the course of 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Which is amazing because like I pay a lower rate per month.
That's
and
awesome.
my interest rates are a lot lower because I have a better credit.
Wow.
Awesome. Whereas if like you were to pay for like, for example, say I was just leasing, I don't own anything. It's just like I'm paying for nothing just to use the car. And on top of that, when you lease, a lot of times you're kind of limited to a certain amount of miles you can use per year. And if you go over that mileage, so I think it's like 10,000 a year. Or it's not high like at all.
Yeah,
it's not that high. And if you're the type of person like me, for example, I like driving to New York. I like going to like amusement parks, and I don't really just use it for work. I mean, I use it for a lot, but it's just something that wouldn't be feasible for me, I guess.
Yeah. So you're basically suggesting like if you're a college kid, you like to go places and you have a good credit, financing is the way to go.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, it all depends personally what you want to do. Like if you want to, if you care about cars, I'd say like go ahead, finance. Yeah. But if you're the type of person who doesn't really care what you're driving, you don't really care if you don't want to deal with like credit and you don't want to deal with payments, buy your car flat out. Maybe you get like a 2004 Honda Civic or something, and you buy that car flat out, and you're set. But I think it really depends what you want as like for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. That's so important. And in our last episode, we were talking about like buying a house. And, credit score is everything. And I don't think people going into college know that.
No.
Coming out of college know that.
Yeah.
So it's like, get that Chase Amazon card, get that Discover card, and it's like pay it off. Use it, pay it off. It's like it's a process and a cycle that you just have to get used to every month.
Yeah.
Once you get used to it. It's so easy.
I completely agree. The only thing I would say though is just because you have a good credit score, it doesn't mean you can get whatever car you want, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people have this idea in their head that they think, oh, I have a super high credit score. I could get, I don't know, like a Tesla or something. Sure, you might be able to get a Tesla, but it also depends on your income too. So it depends how much money you make, which will change everything. And also too with like credit cards, sometimes it's even better. I know a lot of people will get like, I don't know, they'll use their credit card and pay it off as soon as they get it. Sometimes it's even better to just let it sit and like let whatever you have sit for like a month or so. Or like, because the thing is, credit, they want to see that you're able to, like you can pay off like over a long period of, not a long period of time, but say I buy a laptop on credit, right? Say I buy like a $1,000 laptop with credit. What a credit card or a bank wants to see when you're applying for a loan is that you have the ability to pay off.
Yeah.
Not just like and it looks better. Say I buy this laptop. Say I buy a laptop for $1,000. I use a credit card. It's better to pay off monthly payments and pay the whole thing off than it is to just in 1 month pay the whole thing off.
You got
exactly.
It. Yeah, work. Yeah, that's really important.
I think a lot of people get confused, but it's I don't know. It's a whole journey. I mean, I didn't know anything about credit, which is so stupid. I mean, like you hear like all the time, like, oh, credit cards, don't get credit cards, don't get credit cards. But it's crazy what credit can do if you use it right.
Right.
It's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
It can either help you or
bankrupt you.
Yeah, literally. Like,
literally bankrupt you.
Yeah. So it's a process. That's the thing. It's a long time and you have to be patient. It's not something that's going to change overnight.
Yeah.
So that's really, really important. So you were talking about like the different like interest rates and your credit and everything. Like, what is the process of like financing a car? So you went into the lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one. Let me test drive her.
Yeah. So basically how I can't speak for everyone, but how like my experience buying a car, and it honestly, I walked in, I knew I had like after looking online, like you can go to all these car dealership websites and you can put in like, say, you know what your what you wanted to put down for a down payment. I think I put $4,000 down, which is like which is good because it's like I didn't want to put like 1,000 or 2,000 down because I wanted to have a lower monthly rate.
Yeah.
On top of that, I didn't want to have to pay back as much. So I put 4,000 down, and I knew that I could probably get something. It also depends how much you want to pay per month. Yeah. I think that's also a lot of people would just put like money down and they'll just get whatever car they can get like accepted for, which is not always the smartest idea. But I knew I wanted to pay like less than like overall I want to pay less than $500 a month with like insurance and like monthly payments. So it's like I'll put 4,000 down, and my budget was under 25. Like that 25,000 was like I wanted to stay underneath that because I knew that if I were to go anything higher, then I know I'd be paying more than like $300 a month for whatever car I wanted.
Yeah.
And I knew that I also knew that I wanted to, like, you can choose how you want to finance, which is also really important. So they have like, I think 12 months, 36, like they have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, or 6, and then it goes up to 6. So I think it goes from 1 to 6. You can choose anywhere in between, but depending on your credit score, again, that limits you. So like, if I had a really good credit score, so they allowed me to go up to the 72 months, which is 6 years, which lowers your monthly payment, of course. So a lot of times you put down your down payment, and then basically that's when like the car dealerships, they
Mhm.
start finding loans for you. So
Gotcha.
they'll make a lot of they'll make calls, they'll call banks, and they'll try and get you loans. That's why a lot of times you'll see like for ads, like we'll get you approved no matter what. Like we'll get you approved because
Gotcha.
they're calling the banks finding loans. And a lot of banks will just flat out give it. Honestly, it depends, but a lot how much you want to spend. But the banks, they'll call the banks and they'll find you a bank that will loan you that amount of money for your car.
Mhm.
And it's also important too, like to know a lot of people buy cars just like, oh, it's like the price for the car. But honestly, what's the most expensive thing is insurance. And
Yeah.
you can't drive that car off the lot without insurance.
Yep.
And registering your car. So say you buy a new car, to register that car, you have to figure you're spending at least another $1,200 just to register the car. And what I was so happy with was the place that I bought my car, they did all that for me. And they
Wow.
added that, yeah, so they added that onto the financing as well.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, which is so amazing. They took care of everything, which was awesome. But there are also things you have to watch out for when you buy a car too. But I've had a whole slew of like problems and issues with my car. But again, that's because I bought a German car. I bought an Audi, so like
Right.
it's expensive to maintain, but it's crazy. Like, and also like don't buy their warranties. Like it's not necessary. They'll try and offer you like warranties for another like, I don't know. It's like some of them range. Like my warranty that they were trying to offer me was like I think an extra $300 a month. And I was just like, I don't want it
I'm good.
because those warranties only cover certain things.
Right.
And it's like I don't want to spend $300 a month and for like what, an oil change. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's like the interesting thing, I guess. But then also, honestly, depends what your car is. Say you buy like a 2020, I don't know, Honda Accord or Honda Civic. The thing about those earlier cars is that they still come with like manufacturer warranties, which are automatically covered. So it's not really necessary to buy like, I don't know, it's not necessary to buy that extra warranty if it's already covered under a manufacturer warranty. And another thing too, before anyone buys a car, is literally check Carfax. If it's in an accident, like don't buy that car at all. Because sure, like that car might be fine now, but in a couple, maybe like a year or so, you might experience more technical issues with like sensors or anything like that, which can be so expensive to replace, depending on like the type of car you have. So I don't know, you have to look out for like a bunch of stuff. But in terms of financing, it's not that difficult. A lot of places will get you approved. Just make sure you're able to pay like your monthly payments. And also you have to fill out, there's like forms you have to fill out, like writing down like your yearly income. They'll run like a credit check. And when they run a credit check, that does affect your credit score as well. So I think like at the time when they ran a credit check, my credit score I think dropped by almost like 30 or 40 points, which is like pretty significant. That happens anytime you run a credit check. So say you apply for a credit card, your credit score goes down because they're running a credit check. But you can get pre-qualified, which is awesome. So if you go on like a lot of these websites, you can check to see if you've been pre-qualified to like get that card. So like that they'll have like a form where you put like your yearly income, what you want to put down for like a down payment, and then like how many months you want to pay, and they'll see if you've been pre-qualified instead of like having to go through all of that before they start calling banks. Because the second they start calling banks, your credit score is gonna drop a little bit.
Freaking credit scores, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're so complicated. We need to have, I don't know. There should be
They
like,
should teach us this. It's so stupid. No one taught me this. Literally, no one taught me this. Like, you think that's something they would teach you in like, I don't know, high school or something? But they don't.
You're preaching to the choir.
It's so sad, but oh well.
Literally, I'm like cutting that, and that is gonna be like our new intro. I swear to God, because like that is so true. It's like, how are you going to expect 18-year-olds to go out into the world and like work in about 4 years?
Yeah.
Your country or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But not know about credit score.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb.
It needs
crazy.
to be. in the curriculum, trigonometry or whatever the hell needs to be taken out. We don't need that ish anymore. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So important, so important. Literally you like answered all my questions in that. You hit like
Really?
everything.
I mean, I can talk about too, like more of like, I don't know. I can talk about like ways that I lowered my monthly income, I guess.
Yeah.
Not lowered my monthly income, like not. Okay, so basically with what I did when I first bought my car is I wanted to make money. You know, I just bought this beautiful brand new Audi and I wanted to figure out a way to make the car pay for itself, essentially, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. So what I started doing was there's like an app called Turo that lets you rent out your car. So it covers like they cover insurance and everything. And you pretty much just take beautiful pictures of your car, you upload it to Toro, and you rent your car out. So I would rent my car out. I think one day I would like charge like I think $80 a day just
Oh
to
my
rent out my car. Yeah. So and I started making money off of this. And it would like the first like people would rent it out. I mean, granted, you won't have your car, but you'll make money. And I think it's like
Wow.
I made, I think it was like what I would make like I think $1,000 a month just doing that. And my car payment
That's
was only like
crazy.
250 and my insurance was only like 150. So I was making like money off of renting my car out.
Wow.
So that's like there are ways to like not even worry about paying your car and you're so like you're making money, you're raising your credit because you're
Mhm.
paying it off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like I wasn't
Awesome.
stressed at all about having to do car payments. I wasn't stressed about anything. Like I didn't have to work. Like I literally just sat home, maybe working on school or just doing like, your own business.
Hmm.
I was literally just renting out my car, making money from that. And then I don't know, a lot of people were working remote now. So they're making money on top of that from
Wow.
like doing work. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because that's how my car got stolen. So this person was able to use a fake ID and get authorized on that app to rent out my car, and they just didn't return it like at all. Like they showed me a fake ID, and I was doing this for about I don't know 4 or 5 months, and I was renting out my car. I was making money. Everything was good. It was beautiful. I had like an influx of money. It was just
Oh my God.
amazing.
Oh
And
my
then this person, it was like they were supposed to return the car at like I think 11 o'clock, and nothing. They didn't say anything. I called them, I texted them, everything went straight to voicemail. It was like, hey, I just want to let you know your drop off time is like at 11 o'clock. I just want to confirm what time you're coming and dropping the car back off. And they never responded. And it got midnight. It became midnight. Nothing. My car wasn't returned or anything like that.
Oh my God.
And okay, I was also so stupid because if I knew I was renting my car out, one thing anyone who's renting their car out should do is have a GPS tracker in your car. So you can know where your car is, you can know where your investment is, and be less stressed. So I did everything. I started looking up the name that was on the ID on like Facebook, everything. And I got so scared because I saw this guy was a mechanic. So the first thing I thought that he was doing was he was taking my car.
The
He bought
part.
my car for parts.
Yeah.
And I went online and I started looking up all this stuff on Reddit from people like previous people who started renting their cars on Toro. And everything at that point I was just so scared because I saw that people had like rented Ferraris on this app and like people had stolen them for parts or swapped tires, swapped brake pads, swapped literally whatever because my car, it's a German car. Like, for me to replace my brakes, when I replaced my brakes like I don't know a month ago, it cost me $1,000 to replace all my
Yeah.
brakes.
I
So
used
it's
to have
like
a Volkswagen. So
yeah, it's crazy. Like it's absolutely
it's
insane.
nuts.
And like so everything in my mind just like
You were freaking out.
I panicked.
Yeah.
I was like, I just bought this car and it's not even like it hasn't even been. So I bought my car in July, and I think this happened in like end of October.
Yeah. Like not
So I
even
was,
any time.
yeah, so I was freaking out.
Oh my
I
god.
remember I was in my apartment and I was like, oh God, like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Literally, what did I do? I called the customer service and like they're so awesome. Like
Aw.
honestly, I would recommend like anyone who's buying a car and is like worried about paying their car off, like 100% I recommend like doing it on Toro. But they were like, oh, you have to wait 24 hours and then like you can report it stolen. And I was like, fuck that
24
shit.
hours.
I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not, no,
No.
no, no. I called right away. I filed my car as stolen.
Yep.
Because, come on, you called
24
them 30
hours,
times.
they could be like
Not
in
on,
freaking-
yeah, not only that, but come on, like you call them 30 times and they're not even like, it goes straight to voicemail, like as if someone blocked your phone number. And then I called the next day, no updates, nothing. Kept calling the phone throughout the entire course of the day. Nothing. Like I started doing background checks on this guy and I saw that like he had been arrested for prior like theft and stuff. And it was crazy. And I was like, okay, you know what? Time to use some reverse psychology.
work.
I told him that the car had a GPS tracking in the car. I told him that the car was literally, I'm not even kidding. I told him the car was actually, I said, listen, the car is registered as like stolen. If you get pulled over, you're going to prison for 10 years because that's what happens. You steal a $20,000 car, you're going to prison for 10 years. Has a GPS tracking. I see that you're in, I don't know, New Hampshire. I said New Hampshire because like I looked at all this shit on his Facebook and I was just trying to get my car back.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so sad. I was so sad.
Yeah.
I was like, I see you're in New Hampshire. I have contacted the authorities. I had contacted like the Easy Pass to also, I called every Easy Pass for my plates to see, hey, has the car been through Massachusetts? Yes. Has the car been in New
They said
Hampshire?
yes?
Yes. Yeah. So I was able to track down like where the car was.
Oh my god.
And at that point, no one had responded to anything. The cops hasn't said anything. And I was getting really frustrated. But at the same time, I was also like, you know what? I'm gonna get a fat check for my car because everything's covered under insurance.
Yeah.
I was gonna get probably like $22,000 in a check, nice, beautiful, and I only paid like I told you guys how much I paid.
Yeah.
I paid like 19,000.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you know what? I'll buy a new Mercedes. Everything will be happy, and
Good. Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But the next day, I remember it was late at night. I was ready to go, like, I was sad, so I was going to like go drink with my friends at like a bar or something. And we go to pick them up at like, the thing is, we have multiple houses where we like rent rooms out and like do Airbnb. And one of our friends is staying at like one of the other houses where we used like for our Toro drop off and like, because it had a garage. So that's where we would do like the drop in and drop off. And I remember I was sitting in like the car, my boyfriend, and we pulled up to the house and I was like, wait a minute. I said, oh my God, look, it's a great car. Ha ha ha, like maybe that's my car. And everyone was just like, that's not your car. That's not your car. Don't be dumb. And I was like, no, that's my car. I'm almost like 100%. That's my car. We pull up and the doors were wide open. The guy's keys that like my keys were on the hood of the car, but then also his keys to his car were also on the hood. So I don't know, like if as we just pulled up, they dropped the car off and they ran, but like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. They dumped the car and they drove the car, I think 500 miles. So they went to like, they literally went all the way to New Hampshire, like I said that they went to, and came back, which is crazy.
Wow. That is nuts.
So I got my car back. And then right when that happened, I was like, no one touched the car. I took a video of how I received the car, like showing that my car had been dumped off so I could send like to the police. I sent everything. I called like Toro at the time and I told them what happened, that I got my car back. They gave me $200 to get my car professionally detailed. It was kind of like ratchet. Like the way they dropped it off was just like, it was a mess. Like there was dirt all over the car. The car was filthy. So I got it detailed. They gave me $200 for the detail. They gave me an extra $100 for like the day that they didn't pay for it. And then they gave me like, because you only have like 200 miles per day when you rent a car out through the app. So they paid for the extra mileage as well, which was like an extra like, I don't know, 150 or $200 for like the extra mileage.
Nice.
And then they also paid for me to bring it to Audi in Warwick to make sure and inspect everything, that all the parts were on the car were the same parts. And everything was fine. They just wanted to take it for a joyride, I guess, or I don't know what they wanted to do. But I was not happy. I was so those 3 days were like the most stressful days of my life. It was absolutely insane.
I'm so glad that you got
it was so crazy
compensation for it though. Like,
yeah, but what they ended up doing was later on they banned my account because like it was so complicated. They banned my account because at the time I was 20 when I bought my car.
Yeah.
You got to be 21 to upload like your vehicle onto the thing. But I was 20, I wanted to make money. So it's like, okay, I'll use my mom's like ID and like everything.
That's so funny.
Do that, and they banned me because of it. So crazy.
Well, at least you got your coin.
Yeah, I did get my coin, and I learned a lot, to be honest, of how to like manage a business and mistakes you should not make when doing that type of business, because it's crazy. People will take advantage of you, and there are so many people that are just crazy. Like a lot of these people will scout online for like these rental cars, and they say they just want to replace the parts from their Audi to, I don't know, my Audi.
Yep.
They'll look for like that specific car. Say someone's in New Hampshire. Oh, this guy has an Audi A4 in, I don't know, Rhode Island. Let's drive down this weekend on the car and then swap the parts and drop the car back off. So it was absolutely crazy. And you know what else I did?
What?
I found out where he worked. So I called every place of employment that he worked at.
Wow.
I said, listen, I understand you have an employee under the name of so-and-so. And I called them, told them he sold a car. I want to know if he came into work, and if he didn't, where his location was. But they only could confirm. So hopefully I fucked up his life a little bit, because
I love it.
He took something of mine
as you should.
I treasure so much.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It was so intense. And to be honest, I would never ever rent my personal car out. Maybe I would buy with credit another car and finance another car, maybe like a cheaper car, like a Honda, like a, I don't know, 2020 Honda, and just rent it out through the app. But I would not personally do it in my own car that I invested so much love into, because it's too much to handle. Because you come back and you're looking at the rims, you're looking at everything and make sure no one damages anything, because it's so expensive. Like for the rims, it's like almost $400 a rim, which is insane. It's more than that. It's like $600 a rim, which is crazy.
Oh my god.
So it's like overwhelming. Like when these people take your personal car and then they like, who cares? It's like, for example, if I were to rent a car, I mean, I know I wouldn't treat it with the same respect that I have for my personal car, because it's like, I'm only renting it. Like, I need to worry about damage and stuff, but
that's about it.
It's so scary.
That's terrifying, but like, wow, the craziest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Crazy stuff. And the best part was, okay, so like with all of, when you do these types of businesses, obviously you have to pay taxes. So like I would write off like, I don't know, like insurance and like gas and all that type of stuff. And also another thing that I would always make people do when they were renting a car was, my car requires like 92 or higher fuel. So I would always ask them to like print out the receipts for like the car, because I don't want them, some of these people were cheap. Like I don't want them putting regular fuel in my car and fuck up the whole like engine. Like that's so ratchet. Like just it was too much.
92.
Because also you can't tell what type of gas someone puts in,
right?
Unless your car starts acting up. And at that point it's like, well, how do I prove my car's acting up for insurance? Like, you can't do that.
You should be an FBI agent.
I would hate that so much. That's why I'm an engineer. I like problem solving.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was the ultimate task of your engineering career.
Oh my goodness. It was too much. Too much stress. Now I don't rent out any of my cars.
Nope.
Those are my babies. I will never ever. And I'll probably sell my car within like, I don't know, the next year. Because it's like, also too with selling cars is you want to sell it while the mileage is somewhat low because you'll get more money for what it's worth.
Right.
So like once my car probably hits like, I don't know, 70,000 miles, I'll probably sell it
That's awesome.
and buy a G-Wagon.
Hey,
Because that's my dream car. I want a G-Wagon so bad.
my God. And then we'll have you back on again.
Yes. Oh my
Buying
goodness.
my dream car.
Buy my dream car, my G-Wagon. What's crazy though is you can buy like I don't know. So I was looking at like 2004 G-Wagons.
Yeah.
And you can buy like a G-Wagon for like 30 grand, which costs like a little less than like a Tesla. Even granted, it's 2004, but those cars keep their value so well and they look so beautiful.
I do.
And who cares if you have a 2004 G-Wagon? It's a G-Wagon. Like, it's literally a G-Wagon. And what's crazy too, okay, before we end this, with upgrading your cars,
yes.
Say you have an older car, say I buy 2004 G-Wagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could redo the rims, paint them, like get them like powder coated and like for like 600 black, powder coated black for like 600. And then one thing a lot of people don't know is you can buy like Apple CarPlay from Best Buy for like $200, like the system, and they'll install it for you for free, which is amazing. So say like I haven't personally done it yet because my car is so specific that you have to buy everything from Audi.
Yeah.
And like, but if I had like, for example, if I had like a 2008 Honda, for sure, I would literally go to Best Buy, buy one of those Apple CarPlay things, have them install it, and you have Apple CarPlay for, I don't know what, $200. That's awesome. So worth it. It's so worth it.
Get that stimmy and use it well.
Yes. Invest, please.
Do it. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I definitely enjoyed this, learned a lot. Can't
of course.
The car one day.
Of course.
And yeah, anything else you want to say? You can put your social medias in there too if you want.
Okay, yeah. Well, before raise your credit before you buy a car. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Credit. Raise your credit. Don't buy a car. Wait before like you purchase your car. Wait till you have a good credit score. Don't. I know you guys want to rush into it so hard because it's like who doesn't want to buy a car? But please wait till your credit is high. Wait till you know you can afford a car. You don't want to end up lowering your credit score even more, knowing you can't pay for your car and your insurance. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Also call tons of insurance companies. Don't go with like the first company that they call you. Tell them you're a student. Tell them that you've driven forever. You know, if you've had your license since you were 16, that's amazing. I went from almost paying like $350 a month for my car to pay less than like $150, which is insane. Which is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe I didn't say this. Bring your car to a mechanic. Right after you buy a used car from a dealership, bring it to a mechanic and have them look at everything. Because a lot of times, like car dealerships can be like they can be a little ratchet just to get an extra buck. So bring your car because these places have, I think there's like a 14-day period where you can bring a car back, either exchange it for another car, or I think get your money back. But you have to have like actual reasons.
Yeah.
So, and that's a mistake I made because after the 14-day period, my brakes started acting crazy. Like my brakes started like squeaking, which means I had to replace them. And that was right on the contract I signed for my car. It said I had 14 days, but I waited too long, I guess. So please bring your car, get inspected by a mechanic, make sure everything's good. With it, like literally the day after you get it, bring it to a mechanic. And if you have a good mechanic, like say your parents have a good mechanic, and they have that connection with them, a lot of mechanics will do it for free. Like I know my mechanic would have just quickly looked at it and be like, yeah, you're good, you got a good deal, like make sure everything's good. Also, you can negotiate too. Don't be afraid to negotiate. That's like one of the biggest things a lot of people are afraid to do is negotiate. Some places I know won't, like it's just like part of their thing is they won't negotiate, but it doesn't hurt to try because you can get your car for a lot a lot less.
Yeah.
You can save a couple $1,000s just by negotiating a little bit
So
or
important.
saying something. Okay, I can't believe I forgot to say this, but also say I found my Audi A4 2014 with similar miles somewhere else. A lot of times, if it's cheaper somewhere else, they'll price match it. So do that too.
Oh my gosh, everyone better be writing all this down.
I can't believe I forgot to say that. I mean, they won't price match it, but they'll be able to lower it to like a reasonable price to match that price. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't say that. That's so important, guys. Like, don't be afraid to, it's money. Never be afraid to talk when it's money. Literally never. Because that $2,000 you could have, I don't know, saved, you could like literally keep it in your pocket and not have to pay that off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's huge.
That's pretty much it. I don't know if I have anything else to say. You guys can add me on Instagram if you want at Marco Defruscio. I'm not gonna spell it out because it's just too much of a hassle, but it's okay.
We'll put it here in the bio.
Of course. But yeah. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to DM me or whatever. Even with you, Jasmine, if you have questions,
yes,
hit me up. I'm always on to like answer stuff. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I'm forgetting? I think that's it.
Yay. That's awesome. Oh my God.
Raise your credit and do your research. That's it.
Yes.
Raise your credit, do research.
Facts only. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Sophia Andrade. I'm one of Jasmine's friends. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay. Thanks for coming.
Of course. I've literally been waiting for this for so long. I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool to be on Jasmine's podcast.
I'm so excited you are on to talk about renting an apartment, which is really important because it seems like it is a traditional path for people coming out of college or even just coming out of like young adulthood. So I'm so excited.
I know, me too.
Yay. Okay, so do you want to first tell us like your process that you had before you started renting an apartment?
Yes. So I actually ended up getting super lucky because like the first apartment that we applied to, we ended up getting. But there's kind of like a little bit of a backstory to it. Like I had been like apartment hunting for like forever. But I never like really thought it'd be possible. And like rent is honestly like super high.
Yeah.
And like one day I was just like on Zillow and I was looking at apartments and I saw this one and it was only like 900 something and I was like, oh my God, like, and it's in a perfect spot. It's literally like in the spot that we need because like my boyfriend works down in Wakefield and like whatever, and then like I work up in Providence and I was like right on like the Warwick EG line and it's perfect, whatever. So I actually called and asked about it like right away, like the second I saw it. I called them up and they're like, oh no, sorry, it's not available anymore. So I kind of got like discouraged and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, like I guess like I don't know, like I kind of like took a break from like searching.
Yeah.
And was just kind of like waiting to like go start looking again. And then I actually ended up getting a phone call, and it was the people who own this
podcast, and we're gonna have cigars, and you're just
Yes, I'm filming right now.
what are you gonna be talking about?
Renting an apartment.
My God.
I'll tell you right now, don't rent an apartment.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. Can you go outside and stay out there, please?
Why? What does he think that we should do instead?
Yeah, no,
Buy a house.
I already did an episode on that.
He was so stupid.
Live at home, save your money, buy a house.
Oh, shut up. No, he was literally paying $2,400 a month for rent. And I was like, you're stupid. So, yeah. So anyway, before I was really interrupted, sorry. I would have done this in my room, but it's a disaster. But anyhow, so so I actually ended up getting like a call from the people, and they're like, hey, or no, they texted me. They were like, hey, we actually have this apartment available. Like, would you like to come see it? And I was like, oh my God, yes. Like, when can I come see it? So we literally went and saw this apartment on a Wednesday, applied the same night, heard back from them Thursday, met with the landlords on like Friday or Thursday. And then like moved in like 2 weeks later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and this is like the cheapest apartment. Like it's only 400 square feet, but like it's honestly like the perfect size. Like we have
Yeah.
a nice like entryway, living room area. We have a nice big bathroom, nice big closet. We have like a huge like pantry closet. We have a
We're
little
gonna need a tour is what I'm hearing.
yes.
The
I
end.
we have like a Harry Potter closet.
Oh, love it.
Yes, and then we have like our whole bedroom is like separate. So like
Mhm.
we have a little galley kitchen. You just walk through, and then we have like a pocket door, and then it's our bedroom. And our bedroom's literally the perfect size.
Oh my
So
God, that's awesome.
yes, so we got super lucky.
Yeah.
I had been looking for a long time because like my mom and I like weren't really getting along
Yeah.
with politics and such. So yeah, so I was just like, and like just like for our relationship in general, I was like honestly like. I'm just at the point where like I think it's like I can move on. And
Yeah.
like before when I was kind of looking, I wasn't really taking in consideration like all my expenses and like what I could really do. And then I finally was like, okay, like I need to move out. I really like sat down, looked at everything, and was like, okay, like this is what I can do. And plus I live with my boyfriend. So
Mhm.
like if you can get a roommate or if you have a significant other that like you're serious, then it's a conversation to have, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
Love it.
yeah.
Before you went into it, you said you were considering like all your expenses and things before that. What were those things that you had to really consider?
Right. So basically, I mean, like I'm very blessed. Like I have a really good paying job. I work as an administrative assistant in an office, which like just a PSA, those jobs are literally everywhere and there's millions of them. So like if college ain't really for you, go
Do it.
ahead, look for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, side note. But anyway, so yeah, so I have like a really good job. But like if you make a good amount, like it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to have an office job. Like say like you work in a restaurant or whatever you do and you make good money, as long as you're like what I personally did was I took how much I make in a month, like
Mhm.
after taxes after everything,
Mhm.
and I subtract my car payment, my phone bill, my gas, like average gas, like I spend like what else did I say my phone bill?
Yes.
Like everything that like I like my main like expenses is
Mhm.
like what I'm looking at. And then, you know, like then you'll realize like, oh my God, I have so much money left over. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm spending so
Yeah.
much money. So then you say, okay, well, if the rent is like, for instance, like our rent is $975 a month.
Hmm.
Dirt cheap. It's literally dirt cheap. So
Right.
I took that and I subtracted that. And I was like, okay, so like how much money do I have left after that? And then you think about like for us, we only are responsible for 2 utilities. I don't know like how it completely works other than that, but so we take that and then like you just kind of like get a gauge of it. You know what I mean? And you just make sure like, okay, if I have this much left over after everything else that I'm already paying for, before I get into an apartment, let me make sure like I'm not gonna drown myself and be overwhelmed. Like you want to make sure that like after your rent is paid and other stuff, and then you want to think about groceries and how much it'll cost for groceries and see like, okay, am I gonna have $20 left or am I gonna have like a couple $100 left to where I'll be okay and like I can also try and put money aside and save and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Are you hourly or salary?
I'm salary, but like technically I'm technically hourly because I like punch in and out, but I'm on salary.
Love it.
Yes.
Great. And you were talking about your utilities. So what does your rent include and what are the utilities that you have to pay separate?
So I think it kind of like depends on the type of apartment that you have.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's an old house and that like was turned into apartments.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 units. There's us, there's someone in back, and there's someone above.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like depends on the landlord, but like I also know because like I actually lived in an apartment with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she lived in like a commercial apartment.
Yeah.
So like a commercial apartment, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of stuff can be covered. I don't really remember what we paid there. I think it was kind of like hot water and heat and like certain stuff is included. Like you usually will sometimes get like a lot more covered in like a commercial place, but it honestly like it varies because there were some places that I looked at and they're like you're responsible for every utility and it was a commercial
Yeah.
place. So I was like, okay. But here, our rent, like the only utilities that we're responsible for is gas
Mhm.
and electric.
Mhm.
So I don't know if like the gas also includes our water because we have a boiler. So I think it might, but like it's mostly like our heat and our cooking. But
Yeah.
like honestly, utilities, they're honestly like pretty cheap. Like
That's
our electric is usually around like 30, maybe $40.
Wow.
Gas is maybe like 70 because like we're, we just had the winter and cooking and stuff like that. So, but like it's not that bad.
work.
Yeah, but it just like really depends. But like always ask beforehand,
Mhm.
and like also maybe ask them like, hey, like do you know like what the average tenant like pays here on those
Mhm.
utilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
So what are your tips for apartment hunting?
I would say don't go to a place that like you really aren't set on.
Mm.
Because like I was even looking at places in like Providence and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, like they're nice apartments, but like it's just like first of all, it's not gonna be good for him because he would have had to drive like 45 minutes to work and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, one, it's not fair. I mean, it'll be fair to me because I'm driving 6 minutes to work every day. But like it also wasn't like a location that like we really wanted. Like this is literally the perfect location for us. So I would say like location, make sure like, it's somewhere that like you really want, but if you can compromise and go other places, then like maybe look into them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Zillow isn't that bad for looking for apartments. Um, Sometimes you can get fake ones, and especially like if you go on Craigslist. But
Oh.
Craigslist does have some, but like it's a little sketchy because it's Craigslist. Um, Apartments.com is weird. I don't know. I honestly like mostly looked on Zillow, but
Yeah.
to be honest, like you want to be like diligent. You want to be like, okay, like there's an open house, let me go. Okay, here's your phone number, let me call you, let me text you, let me something, and like right when you find it, if like you see it, you like it, call them, email them, text them, whatever, and
Right
see
away.
the look. Yeah, like I wouldn't hesitate at all because like I didn't hesitate with this, and like it was literally like, I mean, I looked at a couple, but I think I saw like one other apartment in person other than this one.
Mm-hmm.
We got this one. So like as long as you're like very on top of it and like make sure that it's within your price range. So
Yeah.
like have a set price range, know what you can take, and just like make sure that you're not going to overwhelm yourself, really.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
yeah, and especially if you have like family or friends or like their family like rents properties out, like even ask them too, because like I have family who doesn't. Like I would ask them like, let me know if you have any properties available or whatever. Like my old boss does it, and I was like, if you have anything, let me know. So kind of just like touch up on all your bases and like
Yeah.
make sure like you're diligent, I would say.
Love that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You're such an adult.
It's so weird.
Were you so excited when you like got an apartment?
I would say so. I mean, it was definitely like bittersweet because like it's always been like my mom and I, and
Mhm.
it's always been like me and her and my brother. But then like when he moved out, whatever, then it was just like her and I for a while. Like yeah, we butted heads, but it's like we've always had like that bond because it was like this is my mom, like this is who's like always been there for me, and it's not like I could have taken her with me and like given her like own place like next door.
Right.
So I think it was just like bittersweet, but honestly, like the whole thing about it was very exciting, especially like because Christmas is like right around the corner. So we got to decorate a little bit and then like getting the furniture, and it's just kind of like exciting because you just feel more independent and
Yeah.
more of an adult, which is scary at the same time. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean it was nice. It's just like, okay, like I'm really like doing this. It's just like you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I really did this for myself. Like
Definitely.
2 years ago, I was working, not even like a year ago, I was working, like restaurant jobs that I hated and getting terrible hours, not making any money. And like here I am, I have a good job, I have a great boyfriend, I have a nice apartment, I have my own car, I have my own phone, like everything is like coming together and it's like all on me. It's not like I have to depend on anybody else.
Mhm.
So I think that's kind of like the big part for me. It was kind of like my last stepping stone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Oh, I love that. I know I keep saying it, but it's true. And you're a model or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Trying or whatever.
I love it. Yes,
I'm
it's
so
true.
critical of myself though. I'm like, I look terrible.
Yeah, even though like your pictures are the most beautiful ever, I'm like, I'm gonna kill this bitch next time she says that. They don't look good. So you talked about like the furniture and all of that stuff. Like, how was that? Like, what did you have to buy? Like, did you already have stuff? What's your tips for that?
So in our bedroom, we actually had like basically everything.
Me.
Was rude. We had like everything basically already, like from my bedroom. So like my bed, my nightstands, and like I had like some other dresser thing. I just got like one other one of those just because like we ended up getting a TV that his grandmother didn't want anymore. So like just like make sure it could stand up. But we actually got kind of lucky. We got like a lot of stuff from family. Like
that's really good.
Yeah, like this couch we were gonna buy, and I saw it on, so go on Facebook Marketplace or like any like secondhand, go to consignment shops. Sometimes you can make deals with them, whatever. Facebook Marketplace, it was like honestly like really good. But we went to Walmart. His like parents got us like a TV stand. I got a coat rack. I have this table, but I don't like it. I'm trying to get rid of it, but no one. And then we also got like gift cards like right for Christmas, like for us to go buy stuff because we had just moved in. So we got like a bench and stuff like that. Especially in your shower, we actually got this thing, and it's like a big spring rod basically, and it has little like corner shelves in it. You just shove it in the corner of your shower and it just like stands up.
Oh, that's great.
So much space. And you can literally do like so many minor upgrades to your apartments too. Like, I mean, I haven't personally done it, but like you can do like contact paper on like cabinets and stuff like that. I did a marble contact paper on the counter when I lived with my mom in my bathroom. So like there's like a lot of minor things that you can do, but we didn't have to buy too much. So that was good. But like the first grocery trip,
oh God,
is brutal. I tell you, we spent like almost $400 on our first grocery trip. But like we eat a lot, and like there's two of us. So like if you're on your own, like it's obviously gonna be different. But like you have to start, like you gotta buy your oil, your vinegar, your spices, and like all that stuff, flour, sugar. So, and then like all like the little things, like we had to buy a microwave because like the apartment didn't come with one. We got a coffee pot. The toaster we didn't buy. We got it from his brother.
You got an air fryer?
Oh yeah, we got an air fryer for Christmas.
Iconic. Leah got my family an air fryer.
Nuh-uh, that's so cute.
God.
I love her. She's so cute. Oh my God.
We use it every day.
Oh yeah, no, I love them. You can literally make anything in an air fryer. So like, honestly, invest in a good air fryer if you can, if you have the space for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Biggest takeaway: get an air fryer.
Yes, trash cans are I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but
yes, go ahead.
Trash cans are expensive as fuck. So expensive. We got actually like a lot of stuff from like Marshalls. I mean, even though orders, but like we got a lot of stuff from like Marshalls and Home Goods and TJ Maxx and stuff like that. But it's just like there's so many things. Like we got like a really nice stainless steel trash can. I think my mom ended up buying it for us, but it was $60. It was originally $70, but there was a dent in the side, so they gave it to us for $60. Yeah. So, yeah. But you can find a lot of stuff at like places like that. Like I wouldn't go and buy like the top end of whatever, you know what I mean? Right. Like, and then you also need a vacuum. I'm like, we got a good vacuum and it was on sale and it was like $175 and it's like a Shark vacuum. And it's actually really good and like gets like a lot of the gunk out of the carpet and like the floor. Picks up really well. I have to say it is a really good vacuum.
Yeah.
So I would definitely like, before really getting an apartment, like if you're just going to get an apartment for fun, I would like really sit there and think about it. Like
For
especially
fun.
if you're independent and you don't have anyone to like that's gonna be there and give you stuff. Because obviously there's some people who don't have family like that, or they don't have anybody at all, and you just really want to think about like, okay, I need to try and calculate beforehand like what I'm gonna need, like just regular household items,
Yeah.
pots and pans and stuff like that. Like you literally need everything. So it's like, all right, well, why don't I go online or do whatever I can, go to the library, use a computer, wherever like you can get your resources and just look and see how much things are, and then really figure out what's your cheapest but like best options. That way, like, because you don't want to get something that's so cheap that like it falls apart and you have to buy another one.
Right.
Then you're gonna end up it's gonna add up to the amount of like, or even more of like what you could have gotten for like the more expensive one. Yeah. So I would just be like conscious of like, you know, like, what am I really doing?
Yeah.
Because there's just so much stuff. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And like I said, like we were very fortunate because we had people who had gotten us a lot of stuff. So like I don't know if I said this, but this couch, actually I found on Facebook Marketplace and it was for $100. I actually end up knowing the guy, and he said he'll give it to us for $50. And then my uncle was like, "Oh, I'll buy it for you." You know what I mean? So it's just like, but yeah, definitely Facebook Marketplace, like Marshall, stuff like that, because you need to like be able to get like a lot of like good home stuff, and like you can get good home stuff at those places, or even like Christmas tree shop, Job Lot,
yep,
stuff like that.
Job Lot.
Yeah, sort of Target, but Target's kind of expensive.
Yeah,
and like Walmart too, depending.
Yeah.
Where'd
you get your carpets from? Carpets are expensive too.
Please. This rug is so small and it was literally like $60, I think. But the rug that's in our bedroom was already like under my bed at my mom, so she just can't take it. So I'm like, okay, don't mind me. I'll take this shit for free.
Yeah, literally.
I got this though. It's like it's kind of like a fuzzy one. Oh, it's weird. But it's like a short, like fuzzy white rug. We got it from Marshall's, and I think it was like $60 or so. But it just like depends. You just gotta like really keep an eye out and like have a knack for it.
Yeah.
And if you can, buy stuff like obviously like before you move in, like a couple days or a day before, and make sure, or like, well, not make sure, but like ask the landlord or whoever if you can like drop some stuff off like the day before, because that's what I did. But like I was lucky because like I don't know how it works everywhere else, but they like met me here the day before or the night before that we were moving in to get the key, and I was like, oh, okay, like is it fine if I move stuff in? And they're like, yeah, it's your apartment now, like go ahead. So I was like, okay.
Thanks.
So what if I do? I have 2 cars packed full of stuff I need to unload.
Yeah, exactly.
Now. But yeah, I don't know, it's crazy.
That's awesome. Cute. What's something you wish you knew before, renting out your apartment?
I feel like asking about your neighbors is a good idea. I don't know if they can disclose that information. But, yeah, because once you move in, you can't change who your neighbors are. So if they're noisy, or if they're quiet, if they're nice, whatever. But for the most part, like here, like we're good. I'll say that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean it's usually pretty quiet. So, but I think that's like about it. Because I don't know. I wish someone would actually tell me though, like if I really need renter's insurance or not. Because like I don't know if I should. Like there's only 3 units here. I'm like, it's a little house. But at the same time, like you never know. But like anybody I ask, I'm like, should I get renter's insurance? I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I'm like, but say God forbid, like that actually happens. Like, something happens and all my shit is wiped out. Like what am I supposed to do after that?
I'm gonna ask someone, and I'm gonna record it and then insert it here.
Okay. Here we go. But yeah, I think that's like about it. Like as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, I think that's just like the most important thing. And make sure that the neighborhood that you're going into is somewhere that you like, and so on and so forth and stuff like that. Yeah. But like you kind of like work out like the kinks like while you're here,
Mhm.
So then you like learn different things. So
Cool. You said you're on the Warwick EG line?
yeah, so I'm literally like
Right
right
near
on,
Main Street?
I'm literally like, so you know like how it's Post Road, Main Street, Post Road.
Yeah.
I'm on Post Road going towards Warwick,
Oh, T.
right after Main Street.
We're like 5 minutes from each other. Probably not even.
Oh my god, we just got porch furniture. You should come sit. Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Screw it.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Furniture.
No. Porch furniture is expensive. But again, if you have someone to split with, it's a lot, easier. But
Right.
it's still expensive.
Yeah,
But
of course. Of course. No, literally. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So
It's
what do you think is the hardest part about renting?
Oh my god, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I've just always been like so independent that it's like not like a big like shock for me.
Right.
So, but I guess the thing is like not being at home anymore is that like I'm alone if my boyfriend's at home.
Mhm.
So then it's kind of like, okay, I'm bored. Like, what do I do? I'm just sitting around. And you're like, okay. But honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I have like
That's good.
an answer, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
I guess just like, the whole shebang of like getting it all done. But like once you're in and you're done, like that's it. I guess like moving in could be like the hardest part, but I don't know.
That's good.
I guess like not having your own place, or that's like the worst part, not like hard, but it's just like it's not like your own like actual home. Like I can't do whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
like your restrictions?
It kind of like depends. Like some places don't allow pets or whatnot. Like Terrell and I were thinking about getting Terrell's my boyfriend. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, I know. Oh wait.
We were thinking about like getting an emotional support animal because like I have like anxiety and like depression and stuff like that, but they were kind of just like about it. There's like obviously like smoking rules. Like here we can't hang stuff, but we can hang stuff, like you can't like nail stuff into the wall because I guess like from prior tenants, like one time like someone like, since it's a very old house, there's like random wires and stuff in random places, and someone like nailed through the wall and ended up like hitting a wire to like cause a whole fire. So yeah, so we can't like do that.
Fire?
Yeah, we can't have candles.
No candles.
I mean, I guess as long as you're smart with them. I don't know. We don't light them. But yeah, what else? I don't know. But you also like always want to be like mindful of your neighbors and stuff like that. Like I'm a very loud person, so like I'll get like not out of control, but like I'll start to get loud or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I have neighbors, I need to be quiet. And like this house is literally like built in the 1800s, so like I gotta make sure I'm not screaming or like pissing anybody off. Yeah, I mean like a lot of the rules like aren't that bad.
That's
So
good.
I feel like a lot of the rules are like basic, like
Yeah,
I just
right.
said. So nothing crazy.
Do you command strip stuff to your walls? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, so I actually only have I think two like little paintings that are hung, but command strip makes these like snap together things.
Yeah.
You like you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's what's on this right now.
I was gonna say maybe
The things that it's kind of
like,
like
yeah, but
like
like
together.
crunches together like this. We're like
Yes, that. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I've been wanting to get like other like art, like especially for like back here and stuff like that, but I'm just like waiting on stuff. And honestly, like if a place looks a little drab, I guess you could say, like once you like kind of put your stuff in, it like kind of changes the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like this paint like isn't the most gorgeous paint in the world, but like with our stuff it like looks really nice.
Yeah. I know, it's a
not
good
bad.
color.
Yeah.
I like that color.
Yeah, it's like a tan. Like especially like when it's like light and sunny.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Wow, cute.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want our listeners to know before hunting, while they're about to rent an apartment, anything?
I guess I'll just like mostly reiterate and just say make sure that this is like really something that you can handle.
Mhm.
And especially like if you're a type of person that like doesn't like to be alone, like don't get an apartment alone because you'll get depressed. Because like I don't really like to be alone, and like when Terrell's off at work and I'm here, and I'm just like, okay,
What do I do now?
yeah, like you just get like, okay, like,
Yeah.
but just really make sure like financially, like you don't want to drown yourself. You don't want to be stressed out. Oh my god, I gotta make rent. Oh my god, like what am I gonna do? I gotta make sure I can get this payment. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I think also like communication is the best. Like especially like for us, like we have like a very one-on-one like with our landlord because it's like we're in a house that
Hmm.
was like it's their property.
Right.
And it's like it's not like a big commercial place. So it's like, communication is key. And even in a commercial place too, like if you have issues, I mean they might be like a little more lax and not really like get back to you in a commercial place, but certainly like here, like they're really good. And that's why like we're honestly like very blessed. Like we have like fantastic landlords. They're super nice, super kind. Like
That's great.
they do anything that we need them. If anything's broken or needs to be fixed, they fix it. They take care of it, whatever. But yeah, just really make sure that it's going to be a smart decision for you. Like I can't stress it enough. Like you don't want to drown yourself because there's no worse feeling than being like, I'm completely broke and I can't even afford to like live. I can't afford to eat. Like, don't do that to yourself. So if you can stick it out at home as long as you can. Obviously like I would have loved to buy a house already instead. But it's like in reality, like where am I going? Like I can't buy a house right now.
Right.
So I think like once I can like actually buy a house is a lot better. But I mean, just finding like a quaint apartment, or if you can afford something nice, like go ahead, get yourself a nice apartment. You never know. If apartment life is for you, then stick to it. And especially when you're like a commercial building, it's a lot different too. But like, I know like the person upstairs has been here for like 5 years.
Wow.
It's like, it's whatever like your life. I guess like it's like your vibe. Whatever your vibe is in life, just go for it. But don't ever overwhelm yourself financially.
So how do you save money, like while you're living there? You're like, hey,
I'm not the best saver. I'm trying. I'm a Leo.
proud of you.
I'm trying.
Realistic Leos.
Yeah, it's really bad. I see a sale, I'm like, oh, okay. Or she's like, oh, I really like that. But I am really trying, like, just to like really cut down. And like I think that's like the best thing. And again, like take into consideration like your budget and stuff like that. Like my boyfriend just bought a car the other day, and I was like, listen,
For him.
I know, I'm so happy for him. He deserves it.
Aww.
Cute. But yeah, so we were sitting there, I was talking to him, I was like, take into consideration your monthly budget, what you have to spend, like include your rent, blah blah blah. Is this something you can afford? Or even like just look in your bank account and be like, oh, all right, so I have X amount of dollars, but I need to make sure, because like say like you want to go spend some money, right? Just give yourself like a certain amount and be like, all right, this is the amount that I can spend before I'm going to end up going over and then screwing myself. You know what I mean? So just always make sure that you have enough money and just be very conscious of how much money that you have before you go on a whim and just like spend it all.
Yeah.
Like you want to do that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that's like a good answer. I'm just like a great saver.
Great. Yay. Thank you so much for coming on. I mean,
of course.
I'm ready to buy one now. Just kidding.
Oh my god. Hey, you know what? If you can do it.
Full send. Thank you so much for giving us all your advice.
Yes.
Excited for this to come out for everyone to hear it.
Me too. I know. I'm so happy to be on here. And plus I can't wait to like hopefully be on more in the future too. I'm excited.
Of course, duh.
Yeah.
You want to plug all your stuff that you would like to plug?
Oh, so what do I wait? So do I just like talk about my small business?
Yeah, you can do that, and then you can plug all your instas and like.
Oh my god, so it's like the end of a James Charles video. Just be like,
Yes, you can. You can definitely explain your small business.
okay. Okay, so you can follow me on any social medias. My regular main account is XO Sophia with a PH AOX. And I also have a TikTok, and it's the same thing with a 5 at the end.
Ooh.
And I have a small business, and it's SA Beauty Bar on Instagram. Basically, my goal is to be like Kylie Jenner in the sense of like natural, organic, clean, sustainable beauty. Right now, I have body and lip scrubs. I'm hoping to get some lotions out soon, and then really like hopefully branch into like actual cosmetics. But like I said, like my main goal is to just have like real natural organic stuff, because there's just so much shit in products now. You're like, why can't we get the natural stuff? You know,
Yeah.
like it's the best for you too. Like I have this oil that I use in my stuff, and I swear to God, I don't even have to put lotion on after I shower
Awesome.
in my body scrub. It's fantastic. But yeah, so check those out if you would like. Yeah, thank you.
Yay!
I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was awesome to learn from them. And Marco and Sophia have really inspired me to take the podcast to a new level. I have some awesome project ideas coming up soon, including our AA team, which is going to be really exciting. And it's going to be a much, I don't know, I just want to elevate the show a little bit. And not just make it a podcast, make it something that you guys really look forward to every week, like to listen to, and to even watch on our YouTube. So I'm really excited for those things. And as always, follow us on our social medias, like I said in the beginning, at the Adult Algorithm, or for Twitter, adult_algorithm. If you want to leave us a review, I would appreciate it so much. I would love that. And you can do that, I believe, just under Apple Podcasts or wherever else you can leave reviews at. That would be fabulous. I would love it. I love constructive criticism. Please, I need it. And as always, next week is our last week of Money March, but I have a really cool topic that we're going to discuss that a lot of people have a lot of questions about. So if you're listening to this now, keep an eye out for my personal and our podcast Instagram for a poll to ask a question for this next topic, which we'll find out soon. And as always, I'm really excited to help you guys grow into your potential. See you next week. This is Jasmine with the Algorithm signing off. Bye.